Do you want me to do it? Because my party trick's quite loud. Hi, I'm Daisy Edgar Jones. I'm here with Harper's Bazaar and I'm going to be answering some questions. So my first crush that, like, in terms of like an on-screen crush, probably was Logan Lerman in Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I think it's the Lightning Thief, but yeah. No, actually, I tell a lie. When I was 7, my parents told me that, I don't really remember, but apparently we watched Top Gun and I came over all funny and started hysterically laughing every time Tom Cruise came on the screen. So I think it might have been Tom Cruise actually in Top Gun. My guilty pleasure is, I'd say it's probably Made in Chelsea. I've been watching that series since it started and I'll never stop. I love it. It's, yeah, Made in Chelsea and chocolate and some sugar. But yeah, Made in Chelsea probably. Do you want me to do it? Because my party trick's quite loud. I'm not sure if I can still do it, and I'm not sure how I ever discovered I could do it, but I can make an incredibly loud sound. Are you sure? Yeah, it's really loud, and I don't know how I discovered it. It actually is louder in person, but yeah. It's so random. But anyway, if I'm ever in trouble, I needn't fear, because I can alert anyone from like a 3-mile radius with that noise. I'd say the strangest audition experience I've ever had was probably, I did an audition for a Domino's commercial. Essentially the whole role was just snogging. So I turned up and I didn't realise, because it just said like young couple, but it didn't say like exactly what they'd be doing. So I kind of turned up and this lady came out with chewing gum and she was like, we're gonna be doing some snogging, guys. So I got paired up with this poor boy and we just had to essentially snog each other in front of a panel of strangers. I didn't get the job, but I guess it was pretty good practice for normal people, so that's one good thing. Yeah, it's changed my life in so many ways. I mean, more than anything, like, I grew up so much on that job. It was my first time kind of playing a lead. I learned just so much from working with Lenny and Paul and Hetty and Element and everyone. But in terms of like now, I don't really know what it looks like, because, you know, obviously the show came out in a crazy time where everyone was sort of having an odd experience when they step out the door. So I'm not quite sure if my experience is any different because of normal people. So yeah, I'm not sure what it's done to change my life now. So that's still something I'm waiting to find out. My signature dance move, do you know, it's actually so funny because like that's one of the things I was probably most embarrassed about rewatching the series, because there's 2 moments where Marianne dances, one at the Debs fundraiser and then again in episode 11 at the nightclub. And I actually got taught a dance routine for the Debs fundraiser dance, but by the time we actually got to shoot it, I'd been standing in like those heels all day, so I physically couldn't. So it just constituted with a lot of like hand stuff. But I had this whole like dance routine. I can still do it, but yeah, you can kind of see in episode 11. That's probably my go-to dance move. It's kind of like it's actually so embarrassing. A lot of hands, and then there's like the face that's like, oh, I love this song. That's my signature move. Awful. If I wasn't an actress, I think I would maybe be somebody who directs music videos. It's very random, but I always love listening to music and like imagining in a scenario. So I would love to like one day try and direct music videos, because I think it's quite a skill. So maybe that. My dream role, I would say, would probably be to like, I'd love to play like a proper villain, because I'm quite a soft, like smiley person. So I'd like to kind of explore playing someone like really evil, because I think that'd be really fun. The best bit of career advice I've ever been given is to turn up on time, learn your lines, and don't be a dick. That's probably, like, I've heard that one before, but it really is, it's good advice, because no one wants to work with you if you're a dick. I would say my personal style is quite hard to describe. I love quite unique, quirky pieces. I'm big into vintage, particularly like 60s shapes. But yeah, anything that's got a kind of interesting collar and a good sleeve, but is also really comfy. So like comfy cool would be, yeah, my kind of style. Who would I feel starstruck by? I'm trying to think, because it's always the kind of most random, isn't it, that you don't expect. Probably like Michelle Williams or Beyonce, probably. Also, probably like Saoirse Ronan, Florence Pugh, like all the kind of women I admire and have done for a while, I'd probably feel quite starstruck by, but also would like to be friends with. Oh, do you know, I have quite a good temper. I don't get angry too easily, but there's two things that always get me very riled up, and that is unfairness. Oh, it just really annoys me. And patronising. Because I used to work in a cafe, and I don't know, there's something about, because I'm quite smiley and like, hello. Oh, being patronised by people, just gets me so angry. That's, yeah, unfairness and patronising. When am I the happiest? I mean, probably when I'm with my friends and family, but then there's also a very specific time when I know I'm always going to be really happy. You know that weather when it's like sort of autumn turning to winter and it's like really crisp air, and if you get up really early in the morning and the light's really nice and you like have a little walk and the air's really crisp, I always love that. Very atmospheric. Probably, it's very random, but the most romantic thing anyone's ever done for me would probably be when I moved into the apartment I stayed in Dublin when I did Normal People. My boyfriend came and helped me move in, and when I went out I had like a costume fitting and stuff, he bought me a load of frozen food from Tesco's and filled the fridge with like potato waffles and fish fingers, which doesn't seem that romantic, but genuinely that's what I lived on for the whole four and a half months of filming. So yeah, like every time I ate potato waffle, I thought of him. So yeah, probably that, and other things, but yeah, that was really nice. I'd say love for me is when you get a really clear understanding of music suddenly. Like music suddenly holds more potency than it did before, and I always think that's when you're falling in love. That and heartbreak is usually when music is most like you kind of, it sings for you more, if you know what I mean. I'm a bit of a home bunny, so I quite like being at home, which is really sad. But I also love, I'd probably like to go to like the theatre and see a play, and then you can like have a little chat about what it meant for you, or like a cinema date. I think you can't beat like, because then you don't have to talk. There's no pressure to talk, because you can just observe something and then you know you have something to talk about afterwards, because you can just talk about the play or the film, which is always really good. It's not like an interview. To my teenage self, I'd probably say, you know that saying like, oh, young and carefree. I wasn't young and carefree, I was like young and careful. I would say to my younger self, you know, chill out, like go to that party, you'll still get good grades. And like, don't spend 8 hours revising, you know, go and have a little walk with your friends. I did socialise, but yeah, I'd be a little bit more carefree about that, probably. I think it like changes, like whenever, depending on the situation. Like for a long time, when I was doing exams and stuff, I wanted to be able to like stop time, because I kept having this like image of like being halfway through an exam and like stopping time and going getting my textbooks, writing all the answers, then starting time again. But now it would probably be, I just love to be able to fly. It'd be so fun if you could just like soar up and have a little look below. Yeah, flying. Thanks so much for having me. If you didn't see Normal People yet, go and check it out if you'd like.